Now in America at this hour, police on a desperate hunt for a 16-year-old girl and the man suspected of kidnapping her. Take a look at both of them right here. Hannah Anderson disappeared over the weekend. Her mother's body was found in the burning home of this man, longtime friend of the family, Jim Dimaggio. The child's body was also found near her mother's body. Right now, they're doing DNA tests to see if this is the boy or the body of Hannah's little brother, 8-year-old Ethan, who is also missing.
I know that they're looking for DNA and everything, but I wish that, I hope that's not my boy, but I have to kind of think that it is. That's kind of my mindset right now.
If you have any information that could help police, please help find either Hannah or Dimaggio here. There's a number, a tip line, 888-580-8477. Hannah Anderson, 16 years old, about 5'7", 115 pounds. She's blonde. Probably won't be smiling if you do see her, though, so keep that in mind as you look at this picture. Jim Dimaggio, 40 years old, 150 pounds, about 5'9" tall. Amber alerts are up all along the West Coast. Police say now, and there's a look at the license plate, police say if you spot them, do not try to approach them, but please, please call police immediately.
The hardest thing I ever had to do was burying my 14-year-old son.
The brutal murder of a 14-year-old boy, Trey Zwicker, who was scared of the dark, found brutally beaten in a dark ditch, left to die.
A dark place where Trey was lured.
Now his stepbrother, just 15 at the time, is on trial. But his own father is the one who admitted to the murder.
It's not easy to be a mastermind when you're dealing with dumb people.
Was it revenge?
Look, Amanda killed my kid. That's just crazy.
He wanted an eye for an eye.
Or is Big Josh taking the fall for his son?
It said, I killed Trey.
His son was a demon child.
You're sadistic, man.
Ever get arrested in Alabama? Being with my dad. It's all worth it.
This trial has it all. A whodunit mystery between father and son. Kinky sex.
We were intimate again.
Drugs.
Drank it. Smoked the weed.
And a really complicated family tree.
His first cousin that he's sleeping with.
Now it's all up to the jury to sort through this mess in search of the truth.
Closing arguments tomorrow in the Joshua Young trial. The defense rested earlier today, but not before they called the victim, Trey Zwicker's father, back to the witness stand. This time to say his son was not afraid of the dark, which contradicts a claim that prosecutors have made. And then there was testimony from defendant Joshua Young's aunt. She described the day of Trey's funeral.
Can you describe Joshua Young's demeanor in the car going to the funeral?
Very sad, very distraught, teary-eyed.
Who were the pallbearers, do you remember?
I only remember one specific, which was my nephew, Joshua Young.
And what was his demeanor during the service?
He was very sad, held his head low and teary-eyed.
All right, let's bring back in my legal dream team. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Joey Jackson, how do prosecutors do, which I think is the most challenging part of this case, in closing argument, get this jury to get their focus off of Big Josh and focus on Little Josh?
That's exactly what they'll do because they want to bring it home. How they do it is they say, listen, this is about someone acting in concert. This is about two people who joined forces together to commit this brutal crime. The facts and circumstances here are clear. And what's clear about it is that they both had a motivation to do this. They both acted together. They both are equally culpable under the law of complicity. And as a result of that, you need to convict. That's what they'll say. As to whether the evidence bears that out and as to whether there's a motivation behind it, that, of course, is another story.
Kavanaugh shaking his head. Darren, you think they're walking him out of the courtroom?
Yeah, well, I think ultimately that they will. You know, last night on After Dark, I said that the prosecution's case made about as much sense as a football bat. Let me take that a little bit further, Vinny. It is a soup sandwich at this point. There is no defining, clear theory about little Josh's culpability. It's made much more difficult by the fact that you've got Big Josh and the parade of people in the orange jumpsuits. You've got nobody who is credible, who's reliable. You don't have a clear-cut trail of objective evidence that you can point to. At the end of the day, I think little Josh walks out. And when we talk about motivations, Big Josh has motivation, and it's all in the context of Amanda and that abortion that she got and his wanting to get her back for that.
Wait. I thought it was about... Wait. Here's the problem with that. And John Phillips, I thought it was about eating the leftovers.
Yeah, I mean,
Big Josh is throwing a lot of stuff out there. I'm not believing this guy. Are you, John?
I'm not either, and it's a case by default. It's either Big Josh or Little Josh based upon, all of the evidence. 5 witnesses says it's Little Josh. The jersey that he wore before and after, even though he supposedly threw away the murder outfit, was still there on the Circle K video. That supports it's Little Josh. I mean, they've made it a case by default. This isn't a third party. It's either Big or Little, and the state has proven it's basically didn't have time to be big.
All right, closing arguments in that one tomorrow. Got another big case we got to talk about here, an accident at Usher's pool